Back with the president and CEO of the Tennessee Valley Authority, Jeff Lyash. John North.
Jeff, the thought just struck me that this is a very Tennessee-centric conversation that we've been having, and obviously TVA is far more than Tennessee. It's 7 states, 10 million people. My point is, when you look at sort of grand planning, master planning, and things like small modular reactors or solar, you're not just thinking about Tennessee. Where do the other states figure into this? Is this something that you all sort of get a big map out and are like, okay, yeah, that's good, Mississippi, all right. You know what I'm saying? How do the other states play a part in your grand planning?
Yeah. So, John, you know, we serve 7 states. You know, of course, the heart of this is Tennessee. That's the largest. We serve the entire state, and it's the largest number of people. But we plan the system for that entire geographic area. So it's not separate state-by-state planning a system. It's one integrated system. The resources in Kentucky serve the same as resources in Mississippi or Alabama or Tennessee. So we think of it that way. But we also recognize that we're surrounded by other systems here in the Eastern Interconnect. And so we plan interfaces on transmission, and we rely on our neighbors, they rely on us, and so it's quite an integrated plan.
And could you remind us, please, in terms of, this will be the last nuclear question I want to ask anyway, the small modular, are there other giant power systems that are doing this, sticking their toe in the water, if you will, that you all are watching and saying, yeah, that looks good, or is TVA sort of the pioneer here?
Yeah, well, I would tell you this. There is a demand around the world for technologies that can do what I mentioned earlier, that are dispatchable, reliable, affordable, and zero carbon. And so around the world, nuclear is one of the technologies that's being developed. There's dozens of plants under construction globally today, including a number of small modular reactor designs. As a matter of fact, TVA has partnered with Ontario Power and with Synthos Green Energy from Poland, and with General Electric Hitachi on the design of the reactors that we would land at Clinch River. So it really is a global effort. And if TVA does this, we'll be leading this country and creating what I hope would be an export for the U.S. into that global market.
Let's move to something that happened last year that hasn't happened in memory in this Tennessee Valley, and that was the blackouts of Christmas 2022. Can you guarantee to the ratepayers and people who rely on TVA power production that that won't happen again?
Yeah, we're doing everything we can to be able to deliver exactly that. You know, Winter Storm Elliott was a once-in-a-generation storm. We've never seen anything like it. We, individually, Knoxville may not have seen its lowest temperature, but valley-wide, we saw one of the lowest system temperatures we've ever seen. The rapidity of that, we dropped over 40 degrees in just a matter of a couple of hours. And the size of that storm, it covered the whole eastern seaboard. And so not just TVA, but all of our surrounding utilities got to the point where we needed more generation than was available. And so one of the ways that you prevent something like what we saw in Texas is to selectively reduce loads, and that means inconveniences people, business, to preserve the reliability of the bulk power system. We saw it, Duke, Southern Company, the Kentucky utilities were all in the same situation. Our focus now is to harden these facilities so that these kind of unprecedented events, we're in a better position to work through. And we're building assets. Just last month, we commissioned a new power plant in Alabama called Colbert, another 750 megawatts. We have an additional plant in Muhlenberg, Kentucky, that'll be online within a month, another 750 megawatts. So we're hardening the system, we're building assets, because this place is growing 3 times the national average. And that takes power, and we need to provide it.
You also mentioned that $1.5 billion in energy efficiency spending that TVA is planning. Where is that money going, number one? And number two, I've heard some suggest it should go into encouraging people to get heat pumps that would decrease that load on the power grid.
Yeah, it does go to that. We have introduced a range of energy efficiency programs, including incentives for energy efficient equipment, including heat pumps. Because you're right, that peak in Winter Storm Elliott was driven largely by electric heating here in the Valley. We have the highest penetration of electric heat of any utility in the country. And so a bit of efficiency not only helps people lower their bill, it helps the system perform better. So I would encourage folks to get on our website, tva.gov, learn about our energy efficiency programs, call us, get a home energy audit, understand the incentives you can get to be more energy efficient, including advanced heat pumps.
I've heard you say this, and I think it's worth reminding our viewers that we need to be very conscious of the fact that electricity usage is probably going to be going up significantly in the future. I'm curious if you all are able to sort of pinpoint what you think it's going to be, or is it just something that you're trying to brace for? Are you able to, can you sort of establish metrics on it, or you just kind of have a pretty good hunch?
Yeah, no, we establish metrics. Now, I must tell you, we had a decade where load didn't grow. It was flat. Energy efficiency ground its way into your home and your business. There wasn't a lot of economic load growth. That changed post-COVID. We see in-migration, people moving here. We see industries locating here. Think about Ford, General Motors, LG, SK, Envision, First Solar, Steel Dynamics. These are big industries locating here in the Valley, and it takes power. And that's driving it. And we see electrification. People are turning to electricity as their preferred energy source. All these things coming out of COVID have dramatically increased electric load growth here. And I expect that to continue for a couple of decades. And so our challenge is getting the support we need to build the assets and to build the programs that it takes to meet that demand. And we're on track, and we're committed to do it because, as I said, we want people to be confident in the security of their energy supply, we want it to be affordable, and we want them to be comfortable that we're protecting the environment at the same time.
We're going to take another quick break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more of the politics of TVA, what's to come there, and also coal ash. We'll revisit that after this short break.